We've been talking to you for a while, and most of you here are aware of this vortex that we've been talking about, how when you know what you don't want and you know what you do want, and you launch these rockets and they go into this vortex. So there's this vortex version of you that is moving along. It is really the true you. It is the evolved state of who you are. It's who your inner being is. But we want you to feel with us the closeness of this vortex version of you. Esther has been saying to us in the last few weeks especially that it is interesting to her that the vortex has been a conceptual thing. It's been something that she could wrap her thoughts around. It's something that she often could feel her way into, but it wasn't the palpable connection to her a few weeks ago that it is today. In other words, she is beginning to recognize, and many of you are too, the close proximity between you and you. We've been teasing about how interesting it is for many of you to try to explain what goes on in a forum like this to friends who aren't here. As you say, there's this man who calls his wife Abraham. That in and of itself is a very strange thing. And she must be a sort of split personality because she refers to herself in the plural sense. And she insists, as she points at the floor and draws a big circle, that that's a vortex and that you want to get into it as best you can and that who you really are is there. In our wanting you to get a true sense of how you, the non-physical you, merges with you, the physical you, and then how you, the physical you, merge with the non-physical you in this blending process that we've been talking with you about for years. We want you to feel the fullness of this connection. We want you to feel the absolute close proximity between this vortex, which for many of you is just an idea that is not yet tangible. We want this vortex, which is conceptual. We understand. We're pointing at it and insisting that it is there and that it is a vibrational version of you. But we want you to begin to realize that all day, every day, that the reason that you sift through life experience is for the purpose of creating this vibrational version of you, which is the eternal version of you, which is the forever version of you, which is the truest version of you. But we want you to feel you're in this moment vibrational relationship with that vortex. Because for many, even for Esther, not so long ago, the vortex was something that was still something that she was reaching for. It was an idea or a goal where what you're wanting to understand is that it is the reality that is blendable now. Now, those just sound like words to you. As we're moving forward, you'll hear much more about that. The next thing that we are really wanting you to hear, and we believe that you will hear it clearly from us here today, is that everything that comes to you in terms of manifestation. Now, what's a manifestation? Is it a car? Sure. Is it the house you live in or the house that's on its way to you? Yes, manifestations. Is it your empire? Is it your life's work? Is it the book you're writing? Is it the people who surround you? Yes, 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 yes. Manifestation is all of that. But we want you to begin to feel that what manifestation is, when we use the word manifestation, we're talking about what's happening to you now. In other words, this is a manifestation right now. You're having a manifestation. You're sitting in this chair. You're manifested. The people that are sitting around you and those that are somehow sitting next to you, the conversations that you had coming in, everything that you are living moment by moment is a manifestation. The conversation that you're having in that happenstance meeting on the elevator is a manifestation. And we want you to begin to notice how really, 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 oh, we love saying this to you, really, really, really close your manifestations are, and the relationship that the manifestations that are happening now have to you and your conscious relationship with your vortex. In other words, if something's happening and you're unsettled about it. Maybe you're just grouchy about it and have every good reason to be. Maybe someone has mistreated you, or maybe something has gone wrong. Maybe somebody at work was supposed to do something and didn't, or maybe some driver in traffic behaved irrationally or, by your perspective, inappropriately. So as you observe it, you're having a moment in relationship to what's going on. But more important, you're having a moment in relationship to who you really are and what's in your vortex. In other words, whatever's happening is setting up your relationship with your vortex. So what happens is, when things are mostly pretty good, you can get pretty sloppy with your relationship because the stakes aren't that high. In other words, you have a lot of leeway, and so you can endure quite a bit of sloppy thinking or not deliberate thinking because what you're reflecting back is sort of what you're used to maybe. But when you're in a situation where what is really, really, really something that you don't want, you have to do something about changing your relationship with your vortex. And the thing that is so interesting about that is, we said to Esther the other day, notice how whatever's going on in your conversation and in your mind and in your emotions is reflected back to you by every single person you meet. So a string of people came to her reflecting back to her that she wasn't in a very good place. Truly annoying, because they should have been better than that. In other words, what's the matter with you? Can't you reflect back to me what I want to hear? Why are you reflecting back to me what I don't want to hear? And after a little while, as she began playing with it, she began to notice that no matter what the condition was, she could find alignment with her vortex. And then the next person who walked through the door reflected back to her something that she wanted to hear. It was the most interesting experience ever to feel the closeness of the relationship with the vortex. And so, while words don't teach, it is only life experience that really gives you your knowing. We want you to leave this gathering here today completely convinced and confident in the reality of your vibrational reality, the reality of your vortex. And we would like it so much if your dominant intent, as it has become Esther's dominant intent, is to be in vibrational proximity to this vortex and aware of her relationship with it and it only forevermore. Because that is the only place that you will ever find the contentment that you reach for, the happiness that you reach for. We've been saying it to you for a while, that your relationship with your vortex is everything. Esther said to Jerry just a few days ago, in fact, they've been talking quite a lot about this. She said, you know, I hate to admit it, but I might as well because Abraham will blab it anyway. I hate to admit it, but I've been depending so much on action that I could garner in order to soothe situations. In other words, something's out of whack. Barbara, this is out of whack. Will you take care of this? Something's out of whack. Karen, this is out of whack. Will you take care of that? I feel better. Somebody's on it. I didn't adjust my vibration. I don't need to. I've got people. I've got people who will take care of it. Mark, my computer isn't behaving the way it is supposed to. Will you come and fix it? Done. I don't have to adjust my vibration. I've got people. I have resources. I have power. I have money. I have the ability to wrestle anything to the ground and kill it. I can complain to Jerry. Something not going well? I'll just complain. I'll just complain to Jerry. And there's something about complaining to another person that just sort of releases it there. Somebody will take care of it. Of course, they can't take care of it very long because you're creating new things faster than they can take care of. So you need a lot of really effective people around you putting out the brush fires that you keep starting everywhere along the way. And it's pretty manageable. It's quite entertaining. You can write books about it even. But then you find yourself, occasionally, in a situation where there's nobody to call. There's nobody to call. You could call them, but they would say, that's above my pay scale. And now, you, if you are to feel joy again, if you are to breathe again, if you are to feel happy again, you have to establish your relationship with your vortex, which is doable under any and all conditions. So after you establish your relationship with your vortex, what happens is, because you have reestablished your relationship with your vortex, your manifestations turn on a dime. Your manifestations reflect your newfound vortexiness. And you begin to discover your true power. Your true power to feel joy. Your true power to be who you are. But hear this, friends. Your true power to affect any situation, no matter what it is, and bring it into alignment with what you want. Because there is nothing that you cannot be or do or have. You just got to get your legs under you. You just got to understand your relationship with the vortex, and you just got to stop trying to create by controlling things that you can't control, and begin by controlling the only thing you can control, which is your relationship with your vortex, where your perfect life already exists every single time. Good? Yes. Really good. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Nothing is off limits here. It is our intention to lure you into the vortex, regardless of where you are. That's the advantage that any uplifter has in your experience, to help you find your place wherever you are, and help you to redefine and reestablish your relationship with your vortex. And so it's the work that we always do when we are together, isn't it? It's the work that we always do whenever we have an opportunity to visit with you. It's the work that we want you to begin to practice even when you're not in physical proximity with us. You are all around the world again today. It's fun. Jerry is out there somewhere too. It's nice to have this conversation with you. Fun to realize that this vibrational participation is not just global, it's universal. So there are far more of us beaming in on a much faster firewire than you've got going on. We've enjoyed this interaction more than words can convey. It's a very satisfying experience to stand inside your vortex in full awareness and recognition of all that you are, and then to watch you deliberately join that vibration. Way more fun than waiting for you to croak to do it. Although it's good in any case. It has been our desire to convey to you here today the ease that's available to you that you haven't been tapping into. The leverage that's available to you from inside the vortex is extraordinary in compared to the effort that you offer from outside the vortex. You have a cooperative universe. This is the energy that creates worlds. This is the same energy that keeps your planet spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets. This is the same attention and interest and love that is available to you all day, every day. We know that we have conveyed with great persuasion the existence of the vortex. And we can feel your ownership of it. In other words, we know you get it intellectually. And today has been our favorite day ever of demonstrating how easy it is to get into the vortex, how easy it is to milk the vortex, and how easy it is to slip from it without even noticing that you have done it. In other words, you will never again move in and out of your vortex without being aware that you're moving in and out of your vortex. The question really is, How deliberate are you going to be about the moving into the vortex, and how aware are you going to be as you move out of the vortex? That's really what we want this conversation to have produced within you. The true power lies in the silence between the words.